You ever hear somebody say to you, yeah, I know I'm broke, but I feel rich? Because if you have, excuse my French, but get that shit out of here, man. Because that right there, that is poverty poetry. That's trying to manifest abundance while signing a confession. Like you can't know one thing and feel another. Because that's two tongues speaking two different gods. And whichever one you believe louder, that's the one that wins. Like you ever notice how easy it is to talk faith until the bill shows up? Because that right there, that's where your tongue tells the truth. Because heaven doesn't speak broken English, it speaks belief. Now, most of you know me by now, and you know I grew up in the South Bronx, a place where words were either your weapon or your wound. And truth be told, I was carrying both. You see, I could talk, but I couldn't communicate. Big difference. So I was fluent in fear, fluent in survival, fluent in saying just enough to stay alive, but not enough to stay aligned. And my OG, who I was talking to the other day, he told me this, right? He said, yo, Jeff, you didn't start communicating until like 15 years ago. At first, I was offended. And I dropped the ego and I realized he was absolutely right. Because I always had the gift of gab, but not the grace of God. There's a significant and massive difference between the two. Like you ever look back and realize the same mouth that got you out of trouble was the one that kept you from transformation? If that's you, let's talk system real quick. Language is not decoration, it's direction. Every word you speak is a neural GPS pin dropped into your future. That's not metaphor, that's neuroplasticity. Your brain doesn't store language, it builds with it. So every syllable you repeat gets logged in your limbic system as instruction. So check this out. When you out here saying, I'm trying to make it, heaven hears, I'm not made yet. This is one of my favorites. When you say, it is what it is, the spirit reads, I've stopped expecting miracles. Think of it like this. Your mouth is the API for your reality. Every time you talk broke, every time you talk broke, you send poverty new passwords. You ever notice how people speak louder when they feel smaller? That's ego turning up the volume to drown out the insecurity. But the soul don't shout. It sends push notifications through peace. So now if chaos is your native language, then calm will always sound foreign. Now let's talk economics. Let's get into the money math, the divine economics. Trump, he got a $10 million loan from his father. God bless. Wish we all got that loan, right? But us, our people, we got a $10 million language from God. We just never learned to spend it. What's the move? That's an operations meeting. We outside, baby, is market expansion. Barbershop talk is brand strategy with a taper fade. We've been CEOs since the corner. We just never filed the paperwork. You see, faith is the highest currency on earth, and language is its mint. Every thought you cash with fear devalues your spirit. Every phrase you fund with faith compounds your authority. You see, the universe runs on belief exchange rates. That's why the poor talk prices and the rich talk purpose. Think of it like this. Every time you say, I'm broke, you are doing reverse manifestation. You're investing belief into bankruptcy. You ever hear a kid on the block pitching ideas so fast, so clean, you think to yourself, yo, if Wall Street spoke like that, the Dow would double. Exactly. The problem isn't our potential. The problem is our pronunciation of power. Stop speaking like an intern when your dialect built an empire called culture. What a wonderful culture we have. You see, heaven didn't give you a mouth for mimicking, it gave you one for manufacturing. Your voice is a factory, and every idle word is a missed production day. Now let's pull this back into doctrine. Psycholinguistics prove it. You can't think beyond the words you know. So the smaller your vocabulary of faith, the smaller your experience of God. You have an amygdala, a prefrontal cortex, a nervous system. They all sync to what you say, not what you intend. Intention is software, expression is execution. Check this out. That's why the Bible said, let there be light, not I intend for light. You see the difference? Creation was always coded in command. So the tongue is not just a muscle, it's a motherboard. And every sentence you speak uploads your spiritual operating system. You ever wonder why fear spreads faster than faith? Because fear learned how to market itself in your language. So now the world sold us sarcasm as self-defense. It made humor our hiding place. So now we joke about our pain and call it personality. We have to stop making poetry out of poverty. Stop remixing survival into sarcasm. You can't be fluent in freedom while subscribing to self-doubt. Let's pull this one in close, because philosophy won't change your life, practice will. You can't just understand faith, you have to speak it. You can't just quote abundance, you have to broadcast it. Oh, baby, it's that time. Time to do you. So let's do you, and let's do you together. 5 moves, 1 consciousness, faith meets functionality. We're going to start with disrupt. You're going to want to catch yourself mid-sentence. When you say I'm trying, switch it to I'm training. When you say I'm busy, say I'm building. That's not semantics. It is sovereignty. Disrupt that weak language you got going. Then you want to own it. Say out loud what God already knows. I am rich. Not because of money, but because poverty can't own me anymore. Own your richness. Then you want to yield. Stop debating your blessings. When favor shows up, don't rationalize it. Receive it. Poor people negotiate miracles. Rich souls sign receipts. Don't debate your blessings. Then you want to observe. Listen to how your circle talks. I mean, really listen to what your circle is saying. If every conversation starts with lack, you're sitting in a language trap. Change the room, I know it's hard, or change the rhythm. Maybe even do both. Then you want to unleash. Speak like you write contracts with your tongue, because you do. Every word is a wire transfer, every sentence, seed. So make sure your mouth matches your mission. Unleash. Those are your 5 moves. That's one consciousness. Now, pause with me real quick. Really important. Because now that you know this, you are accountable for the echo. You are accountable for what you speak. And every syllable you speak is a sermon. Every conversation, a covenant. You are the translation of heaven's tone, God's image in human form. So talk like your breath is backed by God. Walk like your dialect deposits destiny, because that's what wealth really is. The remembrance that language and life are the same frequency. My beautiful community of influencers, in our final moments together, let me be a humble reminder. To God, the all, the infinite. Tonight, talk to your body like it's a cathedral. Bless your bloodstream. Preach to your pulse. Tell every cell you are loved. You are light. You are listening. Because heaven ain't grading grammar. It is grading governance. So talk like you've already been paid. Walk like your tongue can move mountains. Because it can. That's the $10 million language. Heaven's dialect spoken through remembrance. Die to doubt. Rise through rhythm. BYB, bring you back. BGB, bring God back, because you own it. Or be owned by it. You run the system. Or the system runs you. Change your mind, change your language, change your life. I am who I say I am. Do you and stay rich.